Good morning, lovely people. This is Vahil Vigil, Women's Empowerment Coach with Therapeutic Empowerment, and we are continuing with our 6 Days to Empowerment with the focus on the Not Without My Coffee Empowerment Journal for Women that focuses on jumpstarting your writing through set journal prompts. What we are talking about today is the second week. So, like many of you know, I have written this book in a 6-week fashion. So, week 2 is a week to reflect. So, the first week we talked about what is empowerment. What does it mean to you? Who do you see as an empowered person? What are their qualities that you can identify? Not only, not only in themselves, but also in you, and how can you relate to these women who you determine and who you deem as empowered women. So for this week, week 2 is a week to reflect. The first thing that I ask you to do is to consider in your reflection of, or in your own experiences, and in reflecting in your own experiences, I ask you to list out 5 specific moments when you felt the most empowered. What this does is it helps you to really identify particular moments where you know that you felt the strongest and you felt empowered and you felt like you were really making the best decision, and you're able to write those moments down. For example, when I feel most empowered is when I follow my plan step by step for the day, and that's something that's very big to me, where I have this morning plan, and then I have this plan for my day, and by the end of the day, if I have checked off all of those boxes, then I feel really empowered. I'm like, yes, that's right. Like, I accomplished everything that I anticipated and everything that I planned. So those are one of the experiences that I would write down in regards to one of my 5 where it made me feel most empowered. The second, for day 3, actually, so the first day for week 2 was, after we spent a week of intentional writing about empowerment, do you feel more empowered? And then how do you feel more empowered? And what can you do weekly to feel more empowered? And then we talk about your 5 experiences from the previous week. For day 3 in the second week, what we talk about is reflect on some of the happiest moments of your life. So we're taking a step back in time to think about where you were when you were the happiest in your life. Where were you physically? Were you alone or were you with others? What were you doing exactly? Were you celebrating? Were you working on a project? Were you going on a vacation? Were you, having your child, if you have children, or were you celebrating someone else having a child? Where were you? Were you alone or were you with others? What exactly were you doing? What was it about the moment that made you so happy? Was it the fact that you were there with those that you loved? Was it the fact that you were accomplishing a task? Were you getting an award? Were you finishing a project? What was it exactly? And then what can you do today to share this happiness that you're feeling again from reflecting upon that moment? There is definitely a lot to be said for the fact that when you think about happy thoughts, then you become happier. So what can you do today to share the happiness that you feel from thinking back to that memory and thinking back on one of the happiest moments of your life? Day 4 in a week to reflect starts off with, I'm going to create a new moment that makes me feel as amazing as the one I reflected upon yesterday. It is going to contain these 3 elements, and then you write down those 3 elements. And at the bottom, I can reasonably say that I will create this moment on or before, and then you write in the month, date, and year. If you have experienced my programs before, you know that we set SMART goals, which includes setting a timeline for when that you are going to be accomplishing tasks and particular plans that you have set forth for yourself. So in day 4, what you are going to be talking about is that you are creating new moments. You are intentionally creating a moment that you know is going to bring you great joy. And they're going to contain certain elements. They're going to either be at a particular place, with certain people, performing certain tasks. So create that. Intentionally create an amazing moment for yourself and write about that. For day 5, in a week to reflect, we talk about what an amazing week I had. Reflection brings up many emotions for a lot of us. Some of them are happy, some of them are sad, and some of them are really motivating. So this coming weekend, I am really looking forward to creating new memories that are positive focused, that will make me laugh and smile, and that I can share with those that I love and care for. So you are going to reflect upon what it was like to look back during this week and what that felt like and how it reminded you of some of the happiest times in your life. For day 6 and day 7 of the book, I encourage you to create journal prompts for the next set of journaling that you plan to do. So the prompt is free day of writing. If you were to write a prompt just for today, what would it be? You don't have to respond to the prompt. Just think of a good prompt for the next month now that you've been reflecting for 5 days. What this does, it looks back on what you have experienced and what you have written previously and takes you to a forward-thinking place so that you are saying, when I did these things with these particular people in this particular place, I experienced the greatest amount of joy. So what can I do to make sure that going forward, I am planning these types of events and I'm planning to put myself in these types of situations that I know are going to bring me great joy. And that is it for week 2. So these are very brief videos that I do to introduce you to Not Without My Coffee. And essentially, it is a mini session in empowerment coaching where you really look at yourself, you really look at what makes you feel amazing, what do you do to get yourself back to feeling amazing, and what are some of the steps that you can take to get yourself there. How can you be accountable for making sure that you are intentionally setting yourself up for success? So tomorrow, I'm going to be on to day 3, or week 3, rather, where we're going to be talking about getting grounded. These sessions are very quick and they're to the point. And so when you are going through your journal and you have any questions or you want to really elaborate on some of the thinking, definitely reach out to me. I will put a link in the comments in regards to how you could book that empowerment coaching session, and I hope you have a great day.